Today we're replacing the headlight lenses with some brand new ones. First things first, we need to remove the 3 plastic retainers on the headlight bay covers. Now I used a trim removal tool with some tape just to not mark up any of the plastic. Then we removed 2 bolts that hold the top portion of the headlights in, and now the front bumper needs to be removed. So if you don't know how to do that, go and watch my video on that. I'll have a link in the description to go see it. We then remove the fender bolts. Now this just gives us some extra wiggle room for later, but be very careful because they're all loose now. Next, we remove the 3rd and final bolt on the side of the headlight. At this point, after wiggling the headlights very carefully out, get a friend to hold the headlight while you disconnect the 2 rear electrical connectors. If they're stuck, you can very carefully try and pry up with a plastic pry tool so that you kind of help them free up without breaking them off. And just like that, the headlights are out. Both the connectors have been disconnected with no broken tabs. Now comes the headlight disassembly, which starts by removing the black surround over the lenses. Now to remove this, you want to use a plastic trim removal tool to kind of release the tabs, and then you use your fingers where it connects to the housing to get them all the way off. And I won't lie, this really does hurt your fingers. And once it's off, we then remove these little small metal clamps that hold the lens to the actual housing. Now I used again just a small flathead screwdriver. You just really want to be careful. Then the rest is pretty simple. You just use the heat gun to warm up the lens sealant. You don't want to heat it too much that it melts. The lens really should just pry off without much hassle. Now we have our new replacement sealant, and you want to make sure that all the old stuff has been completely cleaned out. Installing the new sealant isn't rocket science. You just really want to make sure that it's fully in the channels on the housing so that the seal is totally effective. There's no air pockets or anything. To install the new lenses, I warmed up the sealant goop just a little bit so that it was more squishable to create a better seal. Now keep in mind, you want to make sure that the sealant comes out on the sides. That way you know that there's definitely no air pockets. And after about a month since I've done this, we've had some pretty major weather fluctuations from rain, snow, heat, and the headlights have had 0 hazing, 0 condensation, so it definitely works. Make sure to subscribe because there is a pile more SL content that's coming out very, very soon, including simple power upgrades and important DIY maintenance, which is going to save you a ton of money. So subscribe and I will catch you in the next one.